Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories and our semifinal round as we are putting the #1 seed Blue Valley Tigers versus our 4th seed Shawnee Mission East Lancers. Let's go ahead and meet our competitors. First from Blue Valley.
Hi, I'm James and I'm a senior.
I'm Awesome and I'm a senior.
I'm Luco and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Calvin, I'm a senior.
I'm Luke and I'm a junior.
And our competitors from Shawnee Mission East.
I'm Matt and I'm a senior.
I'm Mackenzie and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Hannah and I'm a senior.
I'm Brian and I'm a junior.
All right, here on Categories in our playoffs, it works the same way as it does during our regular season, in which we start the first round with asking a team a question, and if they respond correctly, they earn a point. If they respond incorrectly, the other team has a chance to steal. We did a coin toss before we started taping. It was won by the Tigers. So Blue Valley, here is the first category. It is World Geography. Identify the longest border between any two nations in the world. Awesome.
The U.S.-Canada border.
Sorry, that is incorrect. Lancers, chance to steal this World Geography question. Identify the longest border between any two nations in the world. Sorry, time on that. It's China and Russia. China and Russia have the longest border. East, you do get the next category. It is vocabulary. What term for the list of securities held by a person could also refer to the notebook or folder in which they are held? Brian.
Portfolio.
It is portfolio. Tigers, back to you with a Shakespeare question. In Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, to whom was Juliet betrothed? Luke.
Count Paris.
It is correct. Very good. Back to you, Lancers, with current events. What sport was recently announced as being dropped from the Olympics as of 2020? Brian.
Wrestling.
It is wrestling. Tigers, back to you with a music question. The 1845 celebration honoring the 75th anniversary of his birth of what famed composer brought Queen Victoria and Prince Albert to Bonn in that year? Luco.
Beethoven.
It is Beethoven. Very good. Lancers, language, vocabulary is your category. What do we call the liquid left over when milk has formed curds? Mackenzie.
Whey.
It is whey. Tigers, literature is your category. They are an unobtrusive but very ancient people, more numerous formerly than they are today, smaller than dwarves. Less stout and stocky, that is, even if they are not actually much shorter. Of what Tolkien creatures am I speaking? Awesome.
Hobbits.
Hobbits. Very good. East, science. Species is your category. To what class of animals does the armadillo belong? Brian.
Vertebrates.
I'm sorry, can I accept vertebrates? Tigers, chance to steal this science species category. To what class of animals does the armadillo belong? Awesome.
Rodents.
It is not rodents. We're looking for mammals. Mammals. You do get the next question, however, Tigers, and it comes from geography. What is the westernmost territory of the United States? James.
Marshall Island.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this geography question. What is the westernmost territory of the United States? Brian.
Guam.
It is Guam. Back to you, Lancers, for a U.S. government question. Prescription drugs for seniors has typically been an issue identified with which political party? Brian.
The Democratic Party.
The Democratic Party. Very good. Tigers, back to you for a sports question. In what sport do you do the Fosbury flop? James.
Diving.
It is not diving. Lancers, back to you with this sports question, chance to steal. In what sport do you do the Fosbury flop? Brian.
Track and field, specifically the high jump.
High jump, very good. Lancers, back to you with a geometry question. What geometrical figure can be defined as a parallelogram with all sides equal but not all angles equal? Matt.
A rhombus.
It is a rhombus. European history for you, Tigers. The Ottomans lay siege to this European capital in 1529 during the Renaissance. Awesome.
Budapest.
It is not Budapest. East, chance to steal this European history question. The Ottomans lay siege to this European capital in 1529 during the Renaissance. Brian.
Vienna.
It is Vienna. Back to you, Lancers, for a general knowledge question. Before he became a Rhodes Scholar, Bill Clinton earned his bachelor's degree in international affairs from which university in our nation's capital? Hannah?
Georgetown.
It is Georgetown. Tigers, fine arts, painting is your category. In the Botticelli painting depicting her birth, what is the only thing covering Venus? Luke?
A seashell.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Shawnee Mission East, chance to steal this fine arts paintings category. In the Botticelli painting depicting her birth, what is the only thing covering Venus? Mackenzie.
Her hair.
Her hair. Lancers, you do get the next question. It is vocabulary. Give the term for breathing give the term for a breathing collapse caused by lack of oxygen in the blood. Mackenzie.
Anemia.
I cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this vocabulary question. Give the term for breathing collapse caused by a lack of oxygen in the blood. Luke.
Asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation, very good. Tigers, you get the next question. Is science geology? When a piece of coal deep underground is subjected to great heat and pressure, it may gradually be transformed into what? Calvin.
Diamond.
It is a diamond. Shakespeare for you, East. It starts with a quote. He was a valiant, I honor him, but as he was ambitious, I slew him. In what play by William Shakespeare was this line delivered? Mackenzie.
Julius Caesar.
It is Julius Caesar. Back to you, Tigers, for another science question, electronics specifically. In electronics, a condenser is better known as what? Calvin?
An inductor.
It is not an inductor. Shawnee Mission East, you have the chance to steal this electronics question. In electronics, a condenser is better known as what? Matt.
A resistor.
It is not a resistor, it's a capacitor. A capacitor. East, you do get the next question. It is business terminology. In business, this gives the holder the specific or the privilege to buy or sell some specific property or commodity at a given price within a given time. Name it. Brian.
A security.
It is not a security. Tigers, chance to steal this business terminology question. In business, this gives the holder the privilege to buy or sell specific property or commodity at a given price within a given time. Name it. Awesome.
A future?
It is not a future. It's an option. An option. Blue Valley, you do get the next category. It is famous places. The present one was completed in 1896 and stretches for 6.5 miles along the Atlantic in Ventnor in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Name this famous structure. James.
Boardwalk.
It is Boardwalk. Very good. General knowledge, back to you, Lancers. Encyclopedia Americana says it's the most important single word a dog should understand. What is it? Brian.
Sit.
It is not sit. Tigers, chance to steal this general knowledge category. Encyclopedia Americana says it's the most important single word a dog should understand. What is it? Luke.
Stop.
It is not stop. No is the answer. No. Blue Valley, you do get the next question. It is U.S. history. It is matching here, so please pay attention. Match the following nicknames with these great Americans. the Great Emancipator, the Great Commoner, and the Great Compromiser. Match them with William Jennings Bryan, Henry Clay, and Abraham Lincoln. Awesome.
Abraham Lincoln was the great emancipator. Henry Clay was the great compromiser. And William Jennings Bryan was the last one.
Yeah, we'll accept that. Yeah, you matched them properly. East, you do get the next question. Media, TV is your category. What's the most common length of a TV commercial? Brian.
30 seconds.
30 seconds, very good. Tigers, back to you with the grammar question. Good and well are often misused. What parts of speech are good and well? Luke, go.
One's an adjective and one's an adverb. Good is an adjective and well is an adverb.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Very good. Shawnee Mission East, ancient history, structures is your category. We traditionally speak of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What kind of structure was the Pharos at Alexandria? Mackenzie?
An obelisk.
I'm sorry, an obelisk is incorrect. Blue Valley, you do have a chance to steal this ancient history structures question. We traditionally speak of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. What kind of structure was the Pharos at Alexandria? Calvin?
Lighthouse.
It was a lighthouse. Tigers, you do get the next question. It's science horticulture, to be exact. Hydroponics is the cultivation of plants using no soil. Xeriscaping is the cultivation of plants using little or no what? Calvin?
Fertilizer.
I cannot accept fertilizer. Lancers, you have a chance to steal this science horticulture question. Hydroponics is the cultivation of plants using no soil. Xeriscaping is the cultivation of plants using little or no what? Matt?
Groundwater.
Groundwater. Very good. Shawnee Mission East, you do get the next question. Is U.S. history, famous people. An American plainsman, Army Scout, and circus manager. His full name was William Frederick Cody. What was his more popular name? Mackenzie?
Wild Bill Cody.
I'm sorry, cannot accept that. Calvin?
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill Cody is correct. And you've narrowed the gap a bit. At halftime, we have a score of Blue Valley 10, Shawnee Mission East 13. Traditionally, at this time, we go to a campus update. But however, in the playoffs, we are going to award our regular season medals and trophies. Shawnee Mission East is our regular season 4th place finisher with an overall record of 2-2, but they have made the playoffs with the excellent 58% of their questions being answered correctly. So I award you guys this trophy. And I also have medals for each one of you. Hannah, Mackenzie, and Matt. And I also have additional medals because I know you are missing a member today, and you've also had other people participate throughout the year. So we have extras for them. And let me take a little time here and award the first place regular season trophy. Our only undefeated team this year is Blue Valley with the first place finish of 4-0. Congratulations. And I also have medals for your team. There you go, Luke. And Luke. And James. Here you go. And awesome. There you go. Congratulations to both teams for advancing into the playoffs and having great regular seasons. Please join us as we are going to continue with our playoffs. Our championship game is going to be in 3 weeks, and our consolation game is in 2 weeks. So let us continue on with our lightning round. We're going to start off with a look and listen question. Our look and listen question will be displayed for our participants here in the studio through a monitor, and also displayed to those at home. The look and listen question is the first question of our lightning round. The team may respond in, and if they answer correct, they will earn 2 points for the look and listen question. If they respond incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal. So here we go, both teams, hands on your buzzers. In this picture, are we viewing the north, south, east, west side entrance of this residence? Brian.
The north entrance.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Blue Valley, you have 5 seconds to respond. Calvin.
South.
It is the south entrance. That is correct. And so you have earned 2 points, and you have narrowed the gap even closer. Blue Valley 12, Shawnee Mission East 13. We are going to continue with our lightning round, in which I will place a question on the floor for either team to answer. If a team does respond incorrectly, the team will not earn the point, and the other team will have a chance to steal. The rest of the questions in this lightning round are worth 1 point. Here we go. Both teams. History, specifically inventors. After a century of experimenting, mostly in Europe, a painter at the cost of 12 years of hard work and miserable poverty produced the first practical telegraph instrument. What was the name of this impoverished painter? James.
Samuel Morse.
It is Samuel Morse. Very good. Sports history for both teams. Name any 4 of the original 8 American Football League teams. Awesome.
The Chiefs, the Raiders, the Jets, and let's go with.
Okay. Sorry. Time on that one. Lancers, you have a chance to steal the sports history question. Name any 4 of the original 8 American Football League teams. Brian.
Dallas Cowboys, Kansas City Chiefs, New York Giants, and let's go with St. Louis Rams.
Sorry, that too is incorrect. The 8 original are Boston Patriots, Buffalo Bills, Dallas Texans, who became the Chiefs, Denver Broncos, Houston Oilers, Los Angeles Chargers, New York Titans, and the Oakland Raiders. Both teams, let's move on to the next category, general knowledge. If your sign is Virgo, you were born in one of 2 months. Name either one. Calvin.
April.
That is incorrect. Lancers, you have a chance to steal this general knowledge question. If your sign is Virgo, you were born in one of 2 months. Name either one. Matt.
June.
Sorry, that is also incorrect. August or September. August or September. Literature is the next category for both teams. Some of us are somewhat like a daydreaming hero of this funny but rueful little sketch. After reading the story, we can't blame him for preferring his imaginary self to his real one. Give me the full title of the story by James Thurber. It's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Ancient history for both teams, multiple choice. Was Charlemagne crowned emperor around AD 300, 500, 800, or 1200? Awesome.
800.
800, very good. Language definitions for both teams. Another multiple choice. Does arcane mean sinister, ancient? Calvin?
Ancient.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. East, chance to steal this language definitions question. Does arcane mean sinister, ancient, secret, or vague? Brian?
Vague.
I'm sorry, secret. Secret. U.S. geography for both teams. What state has the longest border along the Mississippi River? James?
Mississippi.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Shawnee Mission East, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. What state has the longest border along the Mississippi River? Brian?
Illinois.
It is Illinois. Very good. U.S. government, courts is the next category. If a case is appealed to the United States Supreme Court from a lower federal court and the Supreme Court splits it 4-4 with one justice not participating, what is the result? Brian?
Defers to the decision of the federal court.
Yes, you're correct. It refers back to the original decision. Science, terminology for both teams. What is the 12-letter term that refers to the degree to which Earth's materials are able to transmit underground water? James.
Permeability.
Permeability, very good. Very good. Military history for both teams. During the American Revolution, the forces of the British Army included a number of German mercenaries. What were they called? Brian?
Hessians.
Hessians, very good. Sports for both teams. Where do the Colorado Rockies of Major League Baseball play their home games? Brian?
Coors Field.
Coors Field, very good. Fine arts, painters for both teams. Which of the following was a famous French romantic painter? Was it Watteau, Poussin, Delacroix, or Pizarro? Mackenzie?
Delacroix.
Delacroix, very good. Current events for both teams. What is the name of the Carnival cruise ship in which passengers and crew were stranded for days without power off the Gulf of Mexico? Awesome.
Victory?
It is not Victory. East, you have a chance to steal this current events question. What is the name of the Carnival cruise ship in which passengers and crew were stranded for days without power off the Gulf of Mexico? Brian.
Discovery.
It is not Discovery. It's Triumph. Triumph. World history for both teams. Against whom did Caesar march his 5,000 troops after crossing the Rubicon River? Awesome.
Pompey?
Pompey, very good. Science, medicine for both teams. Infants and young children often receive a series of vaccinations called DPT. What diseases do these letters refer or stand for? Hannah?
Diphtheria, typhoid.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Tigers? Calvin?
Diphtheria, typhoid, and pertussis.
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. Diphtheria, pertussis, and tetanus. General knowledge for both teams. This company in 2005 was ranked number 2 on a 2 Ad Age magazine list. It was listed on two of the lists. That was the list of the most trustworthy and that of the least trustworthy. Name this retailer well known for its obsessive commitment to efficiency and cost control. Calvin.
Walmart.
It is Walmart. World geography for both teams. What continent has no navigable rivers? James.
Antarctica.
Antarctica. And you've even up the score at 18 apiece. Another general knowledge question for both teams. What historical character fought 1,000 duels because people ridiculed his big nose? Calvin.
Cyrano. de Bergerac.
Very good. Thank you. Children's literature for both teams. A well-known character in a nursery tale by Oliver Smith was a very poor child whose delight at having a pair of shoes was unbounded. She called constant attention to her two shoes. What was her name? Mackenzie.
Goody Two Shoes.
It is Goody Two Shoes. Very good. Even up the score at 19 apiece. U.S. history for both teams. Only once in history has a vice president in office defeated a president in office in a presidential election. Who were the two men involved? Awesome.
Jefferson and Adams.
Jefferson and Adams. Very good. Geography. What's the only extensive elevated area between the Appalachians and Rocky Mountains? James.
The Ozarks.
The Ozarks. Very good. And you've taken a 2-point lead. Music/theory is the category. A scale is a musical progression of notes either upward or downward in steps. In the key of F major, if one were ascending the scale, what would be the fourth note? Luke.
B flat.
It would be B flat. Current events for both teams. French President Francois Hollande visited Mali, where he received a hero's welcome for his help in driving Islamist rebels from this ancient city. Name that ancient city. James.
Timbuktu.
It is Timbuktu. History for both teams. On January 3rd, 1961, the U.S. officially broke diplomatic relations with which country? Awesome.
Cuba.
It is Cuba. Math is the next category for both teams. Find the product of 3 3/4 and 2 1/3. Matt.
77/12.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept that. Tigers, chance to steal this math question. Find the product of 3 3/4 and 2 1/3. Luke, go.
35/4.
I'm sorry, I cannot accept those because it needed to be given in the same terms as the problem, I believe, as a mixed number. So the actual answer is 8 3/4. I needed to have it as a mixed number like the problem was. Here we go, next category for both teams. Let's go ahead and do one more question. Poetry. How many eyes watched Casey at bat in Ernest Thayer's poem? Calvin.
1,000.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Lancers, chance to steal this poetry question. How many eyes watched Casey at bat in Ernest Thayer's poem? Brian?
All of them.
It's actually 10,000. 10,000. But that siren does denote the end of our contest as Blue Valley wins 24 to Shawnee Mission East 19. Please join us in 2 weeks as we will bring you the consolation game, putting our losers from the semifinals and our winners from the semifinals will be competing in 3 weeks to bring us our playoff championship. Once again, thank you so much for joining us, and please join us as we bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County.